The new year, unfortunately, forced a defeat for Carshalton as we lose 2-1 at Leatherhead. Never a happy hunting ground for us here in any case, but still I've been joined by defender Jordan Cheadle. Cheeds, obviously disappointing to kick off the new decade with a defeat, but maybe the manner of it wasn't particularly the true Carshalton that we saw out there today.
No, it certainly didn't feel like it. We spoke before the game about it being tight and potentially being a kind of a goal either way, and we felt that if we kept it tight and didn't concede, we knew we'd always get a chance and score a goal, which obviously we did. So disappointing, obviously, in the manner in which we conceded and ultimately lost the game.
Simon, obviously in a good vein of form today, but you came up against a team in the top 5. How were you feeling before kick-off?
I think it's always going to be a close game. The last few games that we've played there's only been 1 or 2 goals at most. I think possibly even 1 goal in it between the two. I think last time we played, 1-0 was the score.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was. So we knew it was going to be close. You're generally quite a physical side, very big side. I actually thought you didn't use it to your advantage today, which is quite. I thought you would. I thought you'd be pumping balls in the box, and certainly towards the end of the game there, I thought you'd really be putting us under a lot more pressure than you did. But I think. Yes, I'm a little bit biased, but I think the result was fair today. I think if anything, Leatherhead probably could have scored another 2 or 3 in the second half.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I think in the first half it was quite even. Obviously, went in 1-1, but in the second half, Zaki didn't really have a lot to do, did he?
No, I mean some would say he might even have to have a shower after the game. But I know certainly if we played at your place, he wouldn't have to because he doesn't get muddy. But quite a quiet game, which for a keeper. Sometimes you like a quiet game, and I'm sure he's going to be quite happy. Certainly there's some happy faces walking off the pitch there at full time.
Ian, from your vantage point today, where do you feel like it went wrong?
Well, I thought we started off really well in the first half, obviously, taking the lead after, 20 minutes or so. We had a lot of pressure, a lot of possession. But then I think it kind of petered out after a while, and I think Leatherhead deservedly got back into it. And then unfortunately in the second half, we couldn't really get a foot in the door at all. It was just all Leatherhead, and it seemed all one-way stuff, unfortunately. And they could possibly have had another couple. I hate to say it.
As a group of players, do you feel like not having a game around the Boxing Day period like we normally do every season maybe played a part?
No, I don't think so. I think having a day off or a week, or it's been kind of 10 days now, was a kind of welcome rest for us as a squad, because we were suffering with a number of injuries, as you know. So I think that done us a favour in many ways. And obviously we were disappointed off the back of the last result at Merstham, only picking up a point. So I think we certainly looked at it as a positive, as even though we always we obviously want to play, but no, we certainly can't look to that today as an excuse. So.
Now, do you think not having a game around Boxing Day sort of time has played a part in this defeat today?
Yeah, I do actually. I think they look really sluggish. They started brightly, lots of energy, but that energy petered out quite quickly. Maybe a bit too much Christmas pudding and mulled wine, maybe.
5 wins and a draw in the last 6 for Leatherhead now. What can you put the fine run down to?
Well, I think at the start of the season, I think we ended up pretty much with the same back 5 as we had last season, and they were solid for us, certainly in the second half of last season. For whatever reason, it started off a little bit shaky at the start of this season, and we conceded some goals that we probably shouldn't have conceded. Certainly, late on in games we were conceding goals as well. But they've worked really hard in training, you can see that, and they're gelling as well as they did at the end of last season.
We did look a little bit toothless up front. I don't think in the second half we registered like a serious shot on goal, but given the talent that we've got in those positions, it's a bit of a shock maybe.
Yeah, there was a bit. I think Harry needs a few more games under his belt to look really sharp. I think some of his little flicks and his little layoffs weren't finding their man, bit short. And I think Ricky and Christie sort of ran themselves into the ground a bit in the first half. And I think they came up against what was actually a really good Leatherhead defence. I think their back line's really solid. You're not going to get much out of them. You're going to have to work hard to get a goal out of them. And we got one, but couldn't quite get another.
One highlight from today: Paris is on the score sheet yet again, flying the flag for the left backs. To be fair, is it worth a cheeky tenner? Top goal scorer by the end of the season?
Well, certainly not on me, but maybe for Paris, yeah. No, I think, I don't know what he's on now, 6 or 7 maybe.
7 including the own goal against Mercer.
All right, we'll give him 7 then. But I think Paris has been brilliant, probably one of our most consistent players this year. And he's done that in a few different positions. So whether it's left back, centre half, or centre midfield, he played a lot more last season. And yeah, long may it continue.
Yeah. No hangover for him, certainly in the Christmas period.
No. I thought Paris had a good game today. It was one of a few. So
what a finish by Paris, by the way. 6 goals now for a man that primarily plays left back. He's in fine form in front of goal at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this time it wasn't with his head; it was with his foot. What a thumping left foot curling shot! It was wonderful to see. Yeah, the way he sort of created the space, fought for the ball for himself in the box, and just swiveled and hit it. And as soon as he hit it, it was in. There was no way their keeper was going to stop that. That was a wonderful finish to see, and then it didn't quite go to plan after that.
Outside bet for top goal scorer by the end of the season?
Oh, my money is possibly going to stay in my pocket there.
Do you feel like maybe we just lacked a little bit of a cutting edge today, do you think? Like the forwards obviously ran themselves into the ground, the commitment was there, but we just, second half especially, didn't even really... I think your header was the only time that we tested the goalkeeper in the second half.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest disappointment. I think we've been guilty recently of creating chances and not putting them away, whereas it felt like today we weren't even really creating chances. I thought we started okay, thought we started well. First 20-25 minutes, and then obviously the goal from the free kick came, and it seemed to go sort of steadily downhill from there. And we were really disappointed with the second half. We didn't seem to create much at all, which isn't like us. So we can't even put it down to missed chances really.
Cletton made 2 or 3 great saves, particularly in the first half. There was like 2 in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, there was. Cletton really has kept the scoreline sort of looking slightly respectable this afternoon, as he's done throughout his time with us.
We've got Enfield on Saturday, so only three days to wait until that one. It's the first league game we've lost in a very, very long time. What is the general vibe like in the dressing room at the moment?
The vibe's good. Obviously, right this second, it's not great, but as a whole, it's been good. Pete's been speaking a lot recently about how we're in a good place as a club and as a changing room, which we are, and that comes from results. We kind of forgot what it was like to lose a game, and it's never a nice reminder when it does happen. So I think we need to, as Keith would say, put that one in the bin and put it right Saturday. Luckily, we got a chance to do that in a couple of days. So.